Government House in Canberra is about to be overrun by 70 riders and their bikes. But these bikers won't be stopped at security because they are the Riders for Democracy. From their ranks, 8 riders are chosen, each about to be handed a mission from Australia's Governor-General.
I present Her Excellency Ms Quinton Bryce AC, Governor-General of the Commonwealth of Australia.
Their task is to spread the word of democracy.
Oh, that's a handshake and a half.
To those assembled here today, I ask that you take this commission to every mayor in every local government area of the Commonwealth of Australia, and through them to educators, families, students and community leaders. I am inspired by your willingness to take on this responsibility, and I feel confident that you will discharge it well.
And now their message has reached you. The festival starts now.
I have no idea.
I wouldn't have a clue, sorry. I wouldn't say I'm the most educated person around on politics.
No idea. I don't really pay much interest in that kind of stuff.
Is it a woman?
I think it's a dude.
I don't know. Can I Google it? I'm not really sure. I just know that she is the Governor-General. I don't really know. I think it's a woman.
Wait, no. Julie Gillard has appointed a female. It wasn't a commerce test. I've actually forgotten.
I think they're the ones that look after the highways.
I don't know her name. All I know that she's like a very special person.
Bryce?
My warm greetings to you all from Government House in Canberra, our nation's capital and home to the Australian Parliament. In 1901, the Australian Constitution established our Parliament and set out the basic rules for the Government of Australia. For good reason, it's been described as the birth certificate of our nation. The Constitution established the role and powers of the Governor-General. This appointment is made by Her Majesty the Queen. In September 2008, I was sworn in as 25th Governor-General. I, Quentin Alice Louise Bryce, do sincerely promise and swear. There's no specified term. However, traditionally appointments are for 5 years. It's a long-established convention that the Governor-General acts on the advice of the Prime Minister and ministers who are responsible to Parliament.
I will well and truly serve in the office of Prime Minister.
Essentially, the Governor-General's role is to protect the Constitution and therefore the rules of government of our country. For example, before legislation is finally passed, that is assented to, the Governor-General must make sure that the law has been passed by both Houses of Parliament, the House of Representatives and the Senate. The Constitution prescribes that the Governor-General is Commander-in-Chief of the Australian Defence Force, and in this capacity too, I act on advice of Ministers of Government. As well as these constitutional functions, I carry out ceremonial and community duties. They involve opening Parliament, welcoming visiting heads of state and heads of government, representing Australia on Anzac Day, Remembrance Day, and at other significant military occasions. I value acknowledging the contributions of Australian people, especially our wonderful volunteers. For me, the heart of this role is in our community, meeting Australians from right across our country, from all of our diverse cultures and backgrounds, learning about their lives, their work, their achievements, their challenges, and encouraging them in all they do, all their efforts. Australia's system of government is a parliamentary democracy, and the rules of government I've described ensure that our democracy remains strong and effective and serves the rights and well-being of every Australian. I urge you to learn more about our democracy, about the way it works, and about the way you can contribute to it and to our future as a healthy, prosperous, vibrant nation.
We are a very old country.
We are a very young country.
This is a place where people seek freedom.
This is a place where people find refuge.
This is a place where in normal schools,
in normal street,
in ordinary towns and suburbs,
you can seek extraordinary things.
Where your destiny is not governed by class.
Where there is room for all hopes and all ambitions.
This is a country where everyone is entitled to a fair go.
Where doing your best counts.
This is a place where people want to be brothers.
And sisters.
Where people like to have opinions.
Because they're entitled to them.
We live together, trusting each other.
Making a deal with each other to respect and tolerate.
And looking to the law not as a form of tyranny,
but as a source of peace in daily life.
We have amongst us men and women
who carry in their heads and hearts
the oldest culture in the world.
And we have welcomed people who began their journey here
from hundreds of other places,
from hundreds of other backgrounds.
We know this is a country where anyone can become anything.
We are a community based on principles.
Equality before the law.
Care,
compassion,
respect.
And the right not to be discriminated against.
Every one of us feeds his own story and his own memory into the great river of our Australian history.
But we are all different.
Special.
Unique.
Diverse.
Individual.
We know this is a country where we can make good things happen for ourselves.
And for our children.
But some people say, I'm doing it tough.
Some people feel they're alone in the world.
Some people don't know where to turn.
Don't know who to talk to.
Feel bullied, trapped and overwhelmed.
Frightened.
Angry.
Isolated.
Helpless. Ignored.
Some people can't find common ground.
Can't see what it is that holds us together.
In all our diversity.
Some people feel their voice counts for nothing, as if no one cares what they have to say.
But in Australia, we do have a say.
Our ancestors fought to give it to us.
A vote.
A vote.
I vote.
A vote.
A democratic instrument to make the best Australia we can.
My vote.
Your vote.
Our vote.
The voices of citizens are needed urgently.
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 Always.
If we take part in the Australian system, we make our voice count.
We know who to speak to and where to take our own problems and the problems of our children.
We can find our way in the system set up by the Australian Constitution.
We know where to turn.
Know who to talk to.
No longer feel bullied, trapped or overwhelmed.
More than 100 years ago, Australians chose to federate the colonies into one huge country.
Our country, your country.
They chose to call it a Commonwealth.
The dream was that every Australian would have a share in the Commonwealth.
We need, in our time, to make our choice to go on creating the Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth Australians will live in 100 years ahead.
A place where men, women and children of different backgrounds can still enjoy their freedom.
And the privilege of being citizens.
And having justice.
Because they have a voice.
Then there is no need to feel voiceless.
You'll find your voice.
Our voices must be heard from in the making, the renewing of Australia.
We've got something to celebrate.
Australia.
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 Our democracy.
Our freedom.
Our system.
Our Australian way.
Hello. Hi, we connected? Hi there. I'm Luke Arnold, the lead actor in Broken Hill, which you're all about to see. It was really exciting to be involved in an Australian film that deals with Australian issues. I played the lead character, Tommy, and without saying too much about what happens, the great thing about Tommy is that he shows us we can all follow our dreams no matter what. I'm really excited this film was selected as part of the AusCivics Festival, and I love that it's helping us all celebrate the Australian way. We shot this film in Australia, and it deals with issues that are relevant to all of us. Now, before we get on with the movie, I've just got to tell you about one more thing. AusCivics is launching this really cool new website for young people. It's called yabba.com.au, and it's going to have all these video channels where we can talk and explore stuff that's relevant to all of us. Now, this came about because we found out that 50% of young people don't know or care that we live in a democracy. And that's kind of ridiculous because it's our democracy that gives us our freedom. It means that Tommy's free to follow his dreams in music, I can become an actor, and you guys are all free to become whatever it is that you want. So, to help us talk about all this, Yabba's going to have a travel channel, a soapbox for your opinions, short films, docos, journalism, and we want you guys to all get involved. So there's a couple of competitions, one for presenters on the travel channel and also one for short films. So check out the website at yaba.com.au and all the information's there. So that's it from me. I hope you really enjoy the film and thanks for your time. See ya.
Yabba. 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 Yabba.com.au.
Video journalism.
The Kingdom of Tonga is in the South Pacific, and it's one of the only places in the world where you can swim with humpback whales.
Short films.
Light, camera, action.
You got it, baby.
Short docos.
The impact of the fight, you find that people, especially in these remote communities, people have to depend on each other. People working side by side, cutting in fire trails, and it's a natural part of the Australian bush.
Vox Pops. A fair go is like equal opportunities for everybody in society.
I think democracy is important because it gives everyone a fair say in a country on how it should be run.
A soapbox for your opinions.
Australia's emissions levels are too high.
People need to learn to be civilised. They need to learn how to use the internet properly. They need to learn morals. We can't just do this by banning everything.
I think it's really unfair to say to a specific culture, hey, you can't wear that because we don't think it's right.
Video postcards from around Australia and around the world.
And between those two hills is where the very famous Guantanamo Bay prison is.
Yabba. Yabba.
Yabba.
Yabba. Yabba. A place to come and talk about issues important to us.
Yabba.com.au